Hey guys, welcome back for the second edition of Canada versus Australia. I'm decked out in my Canadian gear today to show my patriotism to my home country. So I just wanted to begin because I've been in Australia now for 2.5 years. Still trying to still noticing all the differences from Australia, the land down under, to America and North America. If you guys seen my last video, I just went through variation of different things that I found out. Found it was a pretty popular video, so thought I'd do a second version just for people, I guess, travelers from Australia going abroad, and for anyone from Canada or even America, wherever you're watching this video, coming down to Australia. You know, it's like a free tour guide without really being here and knowing what to expect before you get here. So, number one, this was probably literally the first thing that I noticed, and it really grossed me out when I first came to Australia. I went into it was Kentucky Fried Chicken, KFC, and there was a family of, it was a mother and I think her 2 or 3 daughters, or maybe there's a son in there somewhere. They had no shoes on their feet, and it freaked me out because where I'm from in Canada and North America, any store, especially restaurant, shop that you go into, you have to have your feet on just for hygienic purposes. You have to have your shoes on just for hygienic reasons. So to just go into a restaurant that's established as KFC and to see like little grubby toes with black soles on, it was just really grossed me out. But being here over the course of the years, that's just the culture here. I don't know if it's more the culture in like the cities like Brisbane and Sydney, because I've been to those cities and everywhere I've gone, people usually have shoes on. But I guess in the outer regions, I'm in central Queensland, so I guess when you go out into the rural areas, I guess it's more laid back. It's still kind of weird to me because I don't know where these people's feet have been. I don't want their germs. And when you look at some of these kids' feet, it's like black. It's like soot. And it's just really weird to me. So for anyone coming to Australia, just know that that's their culture. I know like back home growing up, there's a lot of stereotypes on different cultures and saying, oh, that's because they're from this country, they're from that country. But I bet you no one would have ever thought that Australians didn't wear shoes in stores. So that's just a tidbit that I just wanted to put out there so people know and not to be grossed out as I was. Another thing here, I guess it doesn't really relate to Canada as much. I guess the eastern part of Canada experiences it. So we have hurricane season back home, mostly in the Americas, but down south by Florida and New Orleans and Texas and those parts. So those are like everyday occurrences in the months of like August to September, somewhere around there. Here it's cyclone season, and I experienced my first cyclone last April. I guess I wasn't in the midst of the cyclone. I got the tropical storm that resulted from that, but that day was really terrifying. It was basically raining for about 5 days straight. The streets were flooded. My unit, it got wet. It partially flooded the carpet, and it was pretty scary. So just to hear that I was in a cyclone, it was pretty scary. And I guess cyclone sounds a little more, horrifying than a hurricane, maybe because I'm used to the term of a hurricane and I never really been in one. But to actually be on the coast of Australia and to experience the remnants of a cyclone, it was pretty scary. A lot of roads were closed, a lot of people were flooded in and couldn't come into work. So that was just very, very different for me. And I guess that could lead me into flood days. So back home, when you're a kid, you listen to the radio, you want to see if your school's closed because of snow days. Because if it snows too much, basically the school buses can't get in. It's just a safety risk. So the schools are usually closed when there's an enormous amount of snow and you get to stay home. You always look forward to those days in the winter time. Here they have flood days, so that just if you put that into thought, how much it does rain here to have a flood day. So I have a lot of co-workers that basically they can't get to work because bridges are covered in water and creeks are over flooded, and yeah, it's pretty crazy. And there's been occasions where there's been crocs that have floated in because of the floods. There's been snakes, so it's pretty dangerous out here, but it's just to show the difference of environment and climate. Snow days are the norm there. Here they have flood days. I don't know if in the southern regions like in Melbourne and Sydney if they have snow days there. It does snow there, and I guess I would imagine that they might have snow days because they're not used to it, so any type of snow might disrupt traffic, so they might have it down there. But I know up here in Queensland where I am, it's basically hot 24/7, so there's no such thing as snow. So yeah, that's flood days for that. What's interesting and still trying to grasp the concept of it is plug outlets here. So basically, back in North America, and I don't know, I gather other parts of the world, you just have your normal outlets. You plug in your kettle, you plug in your TV, you plug in your fridge, and you switch on whatever it is. You switch on your television, you switch on your radio. There's no switch, but here in Australia, the switches actually have the outlets actually have switches to power them on. So you can have your TV plugged in and still turn off the outlet. So I'm still grasping the concept of that, because I think that if your power outlet is still on, there is some sort of energy that's being used. So just to play it safe, I turn off all my outlets usually, just to play it safe. Plus the energy bills here are ridiculous, so I just try to save any which way I can. So I don't know if in Canada, once your electronic device is off, if that's it, there's no currency, or if there's still currency going through. But here in Australia, that's just how they do it, so that's just very different. And it was just odd to me because I didn't know if I was supposed to turn them on or what the reason was. So that was just something to look out for if you're here and see that. One other thing that was a disappointment here was when the sun sets. At least in Queensland, you figure hot country, warm climate, beaches, you think fun, you think long summer days, and you just think that, you know, the sun will set late and you'll be able to have a good day. That is wrong. That was very disappointing. The sun here sets at 5 o'clock, at least in Queensland, because they don't observe daylight savings time. So it gets dark at 5 o'clock. The latest 6, the summertime, 6, maybe 7. It's very depressing because you're having a fun day and yeah, it's dark before you know it. Whereas back home in Canada, in the summer, sometimes the sun doesn't set till like 9:30. Some days you might even have those good days where you're out to like maybe 10ish and the sun's just setting at that time. So you can have those long summer days. Everyone knows about those long summer days back home, but here you don't really have long summer days. I guess if you wake up at 8 o'clock in the morning and go out, it's a long day, but I don't know. For me, I don't like to like roll out of bed at 8 o'clock just to enjoy my summer day. I like to get out there in the afternoon, but by the time you hit the beach, the sun's already starting to turn and set. So it's just a little different and a little depressing. You would think that the days would be longer. I know in Sydney, I went to Sydney one Christmas, and the sun's, because they observed daylight savings time, the sun did set a little later, so that was good. That was a breath of fresh air. It kind of made me feel like I was back home because it was still like 7 or 8 and the sun was still out, so that kind of made me feel good that I could enjoy a long day, so that was fun. But yeah, just be on the lookout if you're in Queensland. It gets dark really early out here. This one is really a pet peeve of mine. The grocery carts here. So back home we have front driving shopping carts. They call them trolleys here. We call them shopping carts. Front driving. So basically the 2 front wheels swivel and you could get down the aisles whatever way you're going, and the back two are pivoted, they don't move, just like a front driving two-wheel driving, is that the term? Anyway, a regular car with two-wheel drive, that's the term. Front wheel drive, two-wheel drive, that's the term. So yeah, that's how cars work, that's how our shopping carts work. Nope, in Australia, I guess because they live in the outback, they like four-wheel drive. There's trolleys, there's shopping carts as well are four-wheel drives. And these things go left, they go right. I've seen ladies with full shopping carts, like on angles, struggling to keep their shopping cart straight because it's just going every which way. I don't know why they don't have the two wheels pivoted that you could have better control over it. So that's one of my biggest pet peeves, because shopping carts are always going left, right, and center. To me, it's just pretty much basic knowledge to just have more control, just to have the back two wheels pivoted. So that's just really one of my pet peeves here that I really do wish they would address. And I don't know, some grocery store chain guy takes a trip to America and has a light bulb moment like, gotta change my trolleys. So yeah, that's just a little tidbit there that nags me a lot. What else do I have? Christmas. So obviously, as I said, it doesn't really snow here. Well, even in Christmas time, that's summertime here, so it wouldn't snow. So back home, Christmas time, everyone wants a white Christmas. That's basically what we've grown up with. That's our nostalgia. That's basically what represents Christmas to us. Everyone's seen Home Alone. I don't care where you are. Everyone's seen Home Alone. That's our typical Christmas. Snow, Christmas trees, carols of that nature. Here, they still do the Christmas trees. They still do carols. They still have Christmas concerts. They still have Christmas parties. But on Christmas Day, instead of gathering around for the traditional family dinner or you come open your presents here, they open their presents, they eat some ham, they have some pineapple, they do all that, they have a pavlova cake, but then they all go to the beach. It's insane. Last year I was in Melbourne with Tara, and it was 40 degrees in Melbourne, and we went to the beach, and it was like an epic concert. There was thousands of people on the beach. People were singing, people were dancing, people were drinking. It was really insane to see how Christmas is done in Australia. I find it very fun because back home, yeah, it's fun. Everyone loves to get together with their family and spend Christmas dinner. But after a certain part of the day, it's just like, oh, okay, let's just, I don't know, watch some TV. Let's just relax. There's nothing really to go out and do with friends and with family, and it's just different. So the environment was really lively, and I really enjoyed it, and I'm looking forward to experiencing that again. Even though I do miss the traditional Christmas, spending it with family and opening presents, I do enjoy going out and seeing that different culture and going to the beach and just having fun with random people. We met 2 people from Canada last year, so I expect that we're going to meet some more people. So yeah, it's just something to look out for if you do plan on taking a vacation during Christmas to Australia, that make sure you got your bathing suit ready to go to the beach, because that's what you'll be doing on Christmas Day. One thing that I find really good, which I enjoy, are flights. Flights to Australia, flights within Australia, is that they really treat you really nice. Back home in Canada, you could go from Toronto to LA, you could go from Toronto to even Mexico. You're probably only getting peanuts. You might get a box juice. You'll get the bare necessities to get you through that 4 or 5 hour flight. Bearing in mind, coming to Australia, in total it's a 24-hour flight, so they feed you, but they feed you here. So basically you get breakfast, you get lunch, you get snacks, you get dinner, and even on domestic flights, 2 years ago I went to Sydney on a flight. The flight was 2 hours, maybe 3 hours. They fed me on that flight. The flight from Brisbane to Gladstone is only 45 minutes. They still give you a muffin. they give you peanuts, they give you juice, they give you a lot of things. So I just think that back in North America, they gotta step it up. We pay a lot of money for our tickets to get on these flights. The least you could do is give us some warm food and make us like enjoy the flight. Even like just entertainment. A lot of flights, even short flights from Toronto to LA, there's no entertainment. Here there's entertainment. So I just think that airlines need to step up their game and realize that we're paying our hard-earned money and we deserve some food, we deserve some snacks. So that's just something I thought I'd bring up for people when they're in Australia if they're flying around. And another thing that's interesting, once you enter Australia, so basically, I guess because it's our proximity to America and what happened with 9/11 and all the changes to air traffic control and everything. So everyone's aware of the screening, taking off your belt, taking off your shoes, taking off everything, and basically exposing yourself to the world when you're at airport security. What I find here in Australia, I don't know if it's something they've orchestrated with the rest of the world or if that's just their independent call on how they do security. But you don't have to take off your shoes. You don't have to basically strip down and show them everything. So I just find it very more relaxed. You walk in there with your shoes, and it just makes your time in the airport a little less stressful. I don't understand why we have to strip down so much in airports. They have all the best technology to screen you when you're going through the airport, so it's really just a piss off and stresses you out. You're traveling long hours. So that's just something for people to know and be on the lookout when they come here. It's a little more relaxed, a little more chilled. So yeah, that's all for today. I apologize if the lighting isn't the best. The sun's been setting on me out here. We got some spotlights, but there's still a little dim in here, so I apologize if the lighting towards the end of the video isn't the best quality. Once again, if you do please give it a thumbs up, share. Please comment below if you have any other questions, and yeah, I'll catch you guys next time because there's a lot more things for me to learn, a lot more things for me to share about the differences between Canada and Australia. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time.